Proper for real, and I'm back with another video. Today's video, I'll be talking about cold approaching women. You know, I'm not a guy who really advocates for cold approach because approaching the woman is like man wanting woman. But I went out and I did it. I tried it. The last month, each and every chick, like swear to God, each and every hot chick that I thought it was really attractive, I would go up to them. It didn't really matter how they look like because I don't really have a type. I'll just go up to the chick and go talk to her. If I find her attractive, and I did it probably over like 50 chicks, my G, like a lot of women, and like some of these was random. Some of them was just random. Like I walk to the gym, so on my walk, if I see a bad chick, I would just stop and I would just go up to the chick, you know, and let me just run y'all through what I would say. So what I would say, you know, to pick up these chicks' numbers, right? Because this you gotta watch the video to the end so you can know like all of the value and what I've learned from approaching 50 women, right? Um, and how I secured a lot of the numbers, in the first date, right? So what I would say, probably the first 20 women, I would go up to them and be like, "Hi, this is who I am, right? What is your name?" And then maybe I would just compliment something on them, that they're wearing. I wouldn't compliment them on their eyes. I wouldn't compliment them on their hair. I would compliment any object that they wear. This would be maybe the techies, the clothes or the dress that they're wearing. I would compliment them on that. And if I felt like the vibe was good and she reciprocated to being like, "Oh, what is your name?" Or "What are you doing? Where you headed?" Was like, you know, I would just proceed to ask her for a number. So after the first few women, after doing this type of cold approach, I realized, I don't think it works. Let me just try and, sauce this one up. Let me try and put in a little bit more sauce because it's like, you gotta understand, this is a stranger and just asking for the number just daring days pretty weird. It's pretty weird, especially if you know just seen her and did it at that moment in time you know and this is what I realized, the last few chicks, that it worked way much better once I changed my strategy. So here's the strategy, bro. you know and I actually don't want to give y'all the strategy, but I am, because I love you guys and I want to give y'all as much value as I can, right? So here's what I would do. I'll go up to that chick and I will ask her for a name. She will say, "Oh, my name is Amanda." And if Amanda doesn't ask me for a name, I will just not go on with the conversation. If the vibe is just not there, if she's not like, "Oh, my name is Amanda, and what's yours?" If she doesn't do that, I would just decide to walk away. Or just at the back of my mind, I will disqualify it. She might type her name on my phone, but I wouldn't take it later on. It's just that initial attraction is just not there, right? So I'll ask her what's her name. If she asks me what's my name back, I'll be like, "Oh, this is me," right? I'll be like, I actually like what object, like the previous uh strategy that I use. I will compliment something that you're wearing or something like this, and I'll be like, "I think you're cute. I might like to talk to you sometime. Why don't you take my number?" And I'm telling you guys, when you do that as a guy, bro, this is a very, 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 very dangerous move to make, bro. Like, out of the 20 women that I did this, bro, probably 15 of them texted me back. 15 of them. And all these women, I didn't even take them on a date, bro, because this shit costs money. You know what I'm saying? I just talk to these women and see how far I can take things. But like, this worked way much better when I told her or them to take my number. And most of these women, they will text me 30 to an hour later, 30 minutes to an hour later, bro. I'm telling you, this switches the dynamic. And I had 15 women left at the end of the day. 15 women. And here's what happened. So once I got these women, these 15 women who showed me interest in texting me on my phone, we'll talk for like 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days, I will talk to these women on text message, not planning, just vibes, and if things really progress to that point that we would make a video call or just a call, I would do it because I'm not the type of guy who likes texting a lot. I just don't. I like literally not a long time ago. I had like those phones with the buttons, Tamagotchi. That's what we call it. I had those type of phones, bruv. I prefer that phone way much more than the WhatsApp. I just don't like text messaging. Text message is just for me. It's just a playing field that I just do not understand. I think that a lot of guys who can master texting women. These guys just they have been in the game for a very long time to be able to master this. And it's like I would talk to these women, and if we could proceed to video call, these are the women I would go later on and see them in person. But what I realized to keep these women's interest that I approach in the at first, right, is to withhold your masculinity. A lot of guys, and even for myself, what I realized I used to do is I will approach women, I will get their numbers, right, and then I will try and escalate things. I will try and set that date, and a lot of these women would just ghost. And I wonder and I ask myself why would these women decide to ghost me? She gave me a number. Everything was going well on text message. These things were going well. We went on video call. Now I'm setting the date. Now she doesn't want to go. You know, and what I've realized is that, bro, when you withhold your masculinity, like these women withhold their femininity with men, their softness, their nurturing, their caring side, bro. When you as a guy can withhold your masculinity, maybe that first week, seeing her before that first date, you know, before the second date, bro. When you can show that woman you can withhold your masculinity, this triggers that attraction, and this shows that woman that you aren't needy. This also shows that woman that you have other options as well. So this shows this woman that you're actually not uh hungry, and thirsty to get woman. I'm telling you, G's. Like when you ask a guy withhold your masculinity, and I'm not talking about masculinity meaning that you sending her money or you. What I mean by your masculinity, I mean just your protective side as a man, and uh making sure she went home safe. That type of shit. This is what I mean by withholding your masculinity. It's like not putting your so much interest initially, like caring about did she get home safe. What type of what else? Um, how was your day? Those type of things. Like when you as a guy do these things before that first date, I would even say up until that third date, bro. When you start as a guy doing this, showing these things, showing this amount of interest, this shows like a lot of low value, and a lot of women will just reject you. Some of these women will just flake. So I'm telling you, as a guy, bro, once you can get that woman to go on that first date, bro, you have to show that strength. That strength, bro. And a lot of guys will think this is rude. A lot of people will think this is cold. Um, I got a comment the other day. One of the guys said, all the advice that I'm giving is to attract unhealed women, and I'm like, define healed woman. If you want a woman and you want to have a good family and kids that are going to listen to you, and a woman who's totally sold on your interest in your goals and where your hive is headed. You know what I'm saying? Divine healed, my G. Like, is that not what you want? A woman who's actually truly invested in who you are and what you're doing with your life, my G. Like, this is what God put you on this planet for. This is why Adam put out the rib, my G. Adam put out the rib for this shit. So, yeah, that's what my observation was about cold approaching women. Um, but yeah, now that I've approached that many women and I've actually observed, like, it's not really that bad, but some of the women they will just reject you, especially if it's just a woman who gets like a lot of attention, or a woman just who likes a lot of attention. Most of these women will reject you thinking that you're low value. Like, I just think as a guy, the older that you get, um, you want women to approach you. That's what I think. But yeah, guys, that was the value of today, bro. I hope y'all listened to the value I gave in y'all, because I think this was a lot of value. Um, yeah, if you want to work one on one with me, make sure you DM me on Instagram. Link is in description. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Oh yeah, and just to add to it, bro, if you're still watching the video, right? Because like, if you're watching the video to the end, bro, you're gonna get the most amount of value. So let me tell you this: the really, really hot women, like season 8, season 9, or 10, these women get approached the least. So when you as a guy can show that courage and you can show that strength, and you withhold that masculinity for even just a few days, a lot of these women, they would run back to you, my G. It's crazy. It is crazy, bro. Don't say I didn't tell you, bro. That very, very hot women, bro. They literally, it's rare. And when you as a guy can do that, my G, and it's like, even though she rejects you, but you can still hold that restraint of withholding your masculinity, just up until that second date, my G, you got her in the bag, my G. You got her in the bag. Like, nobody ever had pulled or triggered her emotions to that extent. Um, Most guys cannot even do that. So when you as a guy can do that and you show that amount of strength, bro, you don't even need a lot of money. You don't even need to do a whole lot, my G. She will sense your value and she will chase you, my G. It's like, it's crazy. But anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys.